I'm standing here poking him, you see.
We're here with Joyce and Lanny today, and we're just going to ask them a couple questions about their life and their marriage together. How long has it been?
62 years.
Wow, okay. So that's longer than
You've been
me and my wife have been alive. So just looking back at all those years, I'm sure it wasn't all easy breezy, but what's your secret to just keeping everything going for this long?
There's been difficult times in our marriage. You know, we haven't always agreed on everything, but the one thing that I believe that has kept us going and still strong in our marriage is it's not about him, it's not about me, it's about us. We're in it together.
It was just a fun years.
Yeah, they were just fun years.
And I was just a very busy person. I didn't have any time to get in trouble.
Yeah. He wasn't ever in trouble?
No, I didn't have any trouble.
Looking back, how did you guys first meet? What was that like?
You were the youth rally music director and you needed something. What did you need?
Someone to play the piano. I could play the piano, but not really.
Yeah.
We were at California Baptist University, both of us, California Baptist College in Riverside, California at that point. And we had a mutual friend who knew that I played the piano. And when she found out that he needed a piano player, she told him that he needed to meet me. And so she brought him to my house, and he asked me to play the piano at the youth rally, and that's how we first met.
Moving on from there, where was your first date?
Our first date?
Our first date, yeah. He was the music director at South Euclid Baptist Church in Ontario, California. And so when I started playing the piano for him at the youth rally, he decided he wanted me to be the pianist at the church. So every Wednesday night, he would pick me up from college, and then every Sunday morning, he would pick me up and go to church. So we became friends at that point. And of course, the church members said, "You guys need to get together." The church was planning a Valentine's banquet in February of 1960. And he formally asked me to be his date. And the church was like crazy with excitement because I had a corsage and everything. So that was our first date, was on Valentine's Day in 1960.
What was one of your happiest moments in these 62 years?
We have had a lot of happy times.
Yes, we have had a lot of happy times. We always wanted children, always wanted children. And so to be able to have a boy and a girl was just amazing. It was happy, happy times. There's 10 years difference between the two kids. You know, so we had our son first, and then 10 years later we had our daughter. And now with the grandchildren, of course, the ones in Massachusetts, that's way too far away. To have Oliver, and you've met Oliver, and Oliver belongs to this church because they prayed him when he was born. He almost didn't make it, so they prayed him through, and so he's a joy to have with us. So yeah, that completed our marriage, to have children and now to have grandchildren.
How would you describe Joyce in one word?
Well, I have to find that word. Wonderful.
Wonderful. That's a good one.
That's a good word.
That's a good word.
It's a good word.
Both of your relationships with God, how has that affected your marriage?
All of our life we were involved in church, many churches that I was called to be their music band.
Wouldn't be a marriage without God. And as you know, serving on a church staff is not always easy. You deal with a lot of people. But God has always been the third partner in our marriage. We've always trusted Him to get us through the hard times. And there have been some really difficult times that could have split us up in our marriage. But God is there, always there. And that's what's gotten us through all those times.
Do you have any advice for younger married couples?
Remember, you're married and you have somebody else to think about in everything that you do.
Again, I go back to what I said at the beginning. It's not about me. I want this. I want it to be my way. But it can't be that way. It's got to be about what we both want, what we want together for our marriage. How do we make our marriage work except to work together?
Bet this last question is really easy, but 62 years of marriage, would you guys do it again?
Oh, yes.
I'm standing here poking him, you see.
Yes. I never felt anything like with her, with any of them. Just people.
Yeah.
I stole him away from a blonde.